Woman who heard odd noises for years is shocked by the cause. The life experience of 32-year-old Gemma Cairns sounds a lot like a curse. From the moment she was born, every song she heard, every lesson in school, and every I love you from her parents was accompanied by unending and indescribable inner ear noises. What she was hearing wasn't normal, but it wasn't until she became an adult that she realized something was very, very wrong.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
At first, Gemma Cairns thought that everyone could hear the way she could. After all, she never knew what it was like to not hear a constant whooshing noise, or static, or an incessant squeak from the back of her head. Our childhoods were noisy, but at the end of the day, we were all able to retreat to the silence of our beds. Gemma didn't have this luxury. Even buried under the covers, she was inundated with noise. "There are always noises going on," Gemma said. "I've never heard complete silence." As a teenager, she finally realized that something was wrong. She was alone in her inability to experience silence, and she knew it was time to seek help. This realization was the start of a 14-year journey for answers. For Gemma, there was only one way to describe what she thought everyone understood. "I've always heard my eyes moving and my heartbeat in my head." As you may expect, this was a strange complaint for doctors to hear. Where do you go from "I can hear my eyeballs move"? For years, Gemma was prescribed medication for nasal issues and blocked ears, but nothing worked. Supersonic hearing, Gemma decided, was just something she was born to endure. Besides, now that she was an adult, she had more important things to focus on: her son. But even caring for him became difficult. "I still go to work, but it affects things like playing with my son. If there are more than a couple noises going on at once, it can overstimulate me," Gemma described. She lived her life in fear of loud noises, at least until the day came that she couldn't live with the noise. In 2016, Gemma saw a specialist in hopes of taking control of her hearing. But when she sat with the doctor and told her story yet again, she felt doubtful. She tried to describe a sound that didn't exist. "People ask me what it sounds like. I just can't tell you a sound that sounds even remotely similar to it," Gemma said. But after explaining, the specialist told Gemma what she'd been waiting to hear. The specialist gave her a diagnosis: bilateral superior semicircular canal dehiscence. This would be intimidating for most people to hear, but for Gemma, it was music to her ears. A diagnosis wasn't just an answer, it was a hope for a cure. The reason Gemma could hear her own blood flowing through her veins was because she was missing part of the temporal bone in both ear canals. This on its own sounds unusual, but Gemma soon learned that she was a walking medical marvel. See, not only does the condition affect just 1 to 2% of the population, but it only starts happening to people in their 40s. Gemma was in her 30s when she visited the specialist, but she'd been experiencing the condition since birth. What makes the condition so difficult to diagnose and treat is how specific these symptoms are to the individual. Some people go through years of psychiatric therapy before realizing the problem isn't in their brain, and seriously disturbing symptoms are left untreated. Some people find that their eye movements are in sync with their pulse, meaning you're always sensing motions. Others constantly hear the vibrations of their own voice. And if you're like Gemma, this can make hearing anything at all a challenge. "With some frequencies, I just can't hear at all. I really struggle with deep voices," she explained. To anyone without the condition, hearing these descriptions of it is terrifying. But Gemma was always aware of how much worse her situation could be. "Sometimes I just want to sit and not hear anything," she admitted. "I feel bad saying it because it's not like I'm dying, but it does take its toll." Imagine feeling constantly dizzy and off balance. That was Gemma's everyday life. But maybe not for much longer. Gemma's specialist gave her hope for the first time: by suggesting a procedure that would correct the problem in each ear. But the surgery didn't come without its risks. For one, the surgery could only be done in one ear at a time, meaning Gemma would be bedridden with excruciating dizziness and tinnitus during the recovery period. With only one ear corrected, it would mean going through the painful surgery process twice. But as she heard the whooshing in her ears, it was an easy decision to make. Last September, Gemma underwent surgery in one of her ears, and months later she was shocked to hear something she'd never before experienced: silence. Though it was only in one of her ears. The first time in her life, she didn't hear the movement of her blood or her eyes. And as she settles back into normal life, she hopes to achieve complete silence. From feeling perpetually drunk to almost fully recovered, Gemma hopes that other people with the rare disorder have the courage to seek answers. After dealing with the condition for years, Gemma has arrived at a sound hypothesis. It's a rare condition, but I think it's more undiagnosed than anything else, she explained. People have it, but they don't know they can get help. The one silver lining about Gemma's disease was that others didn't notice. But not everyone with an unusual condition has that advantage. Please share this story with your friends and family.